All right, we live out.
All right. Shalom. This is the brothers from GMS Louisiana Saints, the New Orleans camp, with another lesson. But before we get started, as always, we're going to give all praises, glory, and infinite honors to Yahweh, Bahasham,
Hashem,
Yahweh
Yahweh
Shai,
Shai,
Bahasham,
Hashem,
Rakatadah. Double honors to the apostles and elders of the great millstone who ruled and teach well. And peace and salutations to you, sincere Akim out there, pushing this word in truth and sincerity to the four corners of the globe. May you brothers endure until the end. And with this video, we're just going to start it off with Genesis chapter 3, verse 1 to 6.
I get it for you.
Kind.
This is Genesis, Genesis chapter 3, verse 1. And it says, Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field.
And that serpent was Esau Edom, the so-called white man, back when he was in the Garden of Eden with the other nations of people back around the times of Adam and Eve and the other Adamites. And just like he's doing now, back then he was serpentile and subtile and coming with that tongue to deceive the nation of Israel.
All right, I got a precept for you real fast.
Kind.
Let me go ahead. I got another one. Make sure I get it. This is Psalms. I don't know right here. Okay.
58.
Psalms 140.
Oh.
I'm gonna go to the top. Psalms 140 and 1. It says, "Deliver me, O Lord, from the evil man. Preserve me from the violent man." All right, which imagine mischief in their hearts. Continually are they gathered together for war. All right, so they have sharpened their tongues like a serpent. Adders, poison is under their lips.
Hey, and that poison is their different wines and philosophies out there. The image of the beast, getting people to follow after Esau Edom's system, shaving your face, using the U.S. dollar as the world reserve currency, wearing a suit and a tie, not believing in the Most High, believing in evolution, believing in this so-called pseudoscience he's got, etc., etc. And back then, when Esau Edom was that serpent in the garden, he was coming to Eve since she was the weaker vessel to get her off, and eventually to get Adam off from following after the laws, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. And nothing has changed until this very day.
Right, verse 4 says, "Keep me, O Lord, from the hands of the wicked. Preserve me from the violent man." All right, it says, "Who have purposely to overthrow my goings."
Hey, getting you off the path, getting you off into that wide path of destruction instead of being on that straight path of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, and the law, statutes, and commandments. And it said, "Preserve me from the wicked." And we know who the wicked is. Again, Esau Edom, as pursuant to Malachi 1 verse 4, the border of wickedness, and the sword of the Most High, as pursuant to Psalm 17 verse 13.
I got another one real fast. This is Psalms 58 and 2. It says, "Yea, in heart ye work wickedness. You weigh the violence of your hands in the earth. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies." All
Hey,
right. Go ahead.
that venom of an adder, that serpent tongue, their lies and deceits and their philosophies to mainly get the children of Israel, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, off the wide path. And the reason we're opening up with these verses is because with the rollout of the Crown Royal vaccine and eventually the Mark of the Beast microchip implant, you can see Esau Edom's taking the same path he took back when he was the serpent, going to Eve to push it on to the rest of the nation of Israel. Because who's the first person in the country that got the vaccine shot? A so-called black woman. And then you've got other Eves out here pushing for the shot and trying to get the rest of the nation to go after it. You've even got a Eve preacher out here, which is madness in itself, pushing the gospel of the vaccine.
I got a little more. It's verse 4. It says, "Their poison is like the poison of a serpent." Once again, they are like the deaf adder that stopped at the ear. which are not hearken unto the voice of charmers, charming ever so wisely. Break the teeth, O Lord, in their mouth. Break the great teeth of the young lions, O Lord.
Con. Hey, and those teeth are mainly Esau Edom's military might, as well as other aspects of his beast system. Hey, even though 2/3 of these jakes are going to go after this whole agenda, hook, line, and sinker, eventually Yahushua Hamashiach's going to return with the chariots of the heavens to break his teeth, take out his rulership, save the elect, and set up the kingdom of heaven. But until we get there, you jakes got to understand that mainly Eve, that so-called black woman, is your main enemy out here, along with Esau Edom, that's trying to lead you astray. Because we've been seeing a lot out here lately. This woman spirit pushing heavy out here. Jake's getting taken out of the truth because of the woman. Jake's in a very sucking on toes, doing everything for your woman to please her spirit, etc., etc. And that serpent, Esau knows this. That's why in the garden he went to Eve to take off Adam, and he's doing the same thing today, going through Eve to get you to go along with his great reset agenda.
Right. I go back to Genesis 3. It says, now the serpent, which we showed you what is a serpent, was more subtle than any beast of the field. All right. Which which the Lord Yahweh have made, and he said unto the woman, yea, have the Most High said, ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden?
Mm-hmm.
And the woman said unto the serpent, we may eat of the fruit of the tree of the garden, the trees of the garden. Yeah.
And real quick, what you have to remember is that the trees that Eve was talking about was like literal fruits on trees, but the trees of the garden that the serpent was talking about was well, of course you've got the tree of life, which is a understanding of the signs and the seasons and the laws, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, and the tree that the serpent wanted Eve to eat from, which is the tree of good, of the knowledge of good and evil, which is symbolic for all these different philosophies out here of the heathen nations. And what's beautiful about that is in the times we're living in right now, Esau Edom has amalgamated all these different past philosophies into this current philosophy, the beast, the last leg of the fourth beast that he's pushing right now. This Babylon the Great, spiritual Egyptian, spiritual Assyrian system.
Right. And I also had another one to show what those trees actually are too. This is Mark 8:23. It says, and he took the blind man by the hand and led him out of the town. All right. And when he had spit on his eyes, he put his hand upon him and he asked him if he saw aught. And it says he looked up and said, I see men as trees walking.
Hey, trees and grass and other things like that are also symbolic for people in the scriptures. So again, hey, the serpent was asking Eve, like, so the Most High said you couldn't eat of these trees, but what about those trees? These different nations and their philosophies out here, mainly that philosophy, that subtle serpentine philosophy he was coming with to bug Eve out and to get Eve to bug out Adam.
Right. So I'm gonna read verse 2 again. It says, and the woman said unto the serpent, we may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden, but the serpent, but of the trees, but of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, Yahweh has said, we shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die.
Again, talking about the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, these other heathen nations philosophies out there. And when Eve said, if we eat of it we shall surely die, what happens when you go up from the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai? You're under that the wages of the wages of death, because going out because transgressing the law is death.
Right. And, verse 4 says, and the serpent said unto the woman, ye shall not surely die, for the Most High doeth not know that in the days ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be opened, and ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil.
Mm-hmm.
You want me to go some more? Where you want me to go at?
And finish it off at verse 6.
All right. And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree to be desired to make one wise, she took of the fruit thereof, and did eat, and gave also unto her husband with her, and he did eat.
Hey, so that serpent convinced Eve to eat of the fruit of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, dabble in these other heathen philosophies, and just like Eve today, going into these different philosophies out here, this whole woman worship philosophy, Kemet, Egypt, the black woman is God, this Babylonian American philosophy. Eve's been bugged out by it, thinking that hey, what would the serpent tell Eve? If ye shall eat of this knowledge, ye shall be as a god. And with Eve getting all these goodies in society and thinking of these different philosophies, she thinks she is a god. And you've got these simps out here saying as much. And what did Eve do? She brought the philosophy to Adam. Adam got bugged out, and then they were taken out of eternal life. They transgressed the laws, and then the Most High punished them. And it's no different than today, which as we said earlier in the video, we're getting into, because the serpent's using Eve for the very same thing today. Hey, in order to go back to normal, you got to take the Crown Royal vaccine shot, and then hey, society's going to go back to like it was before. But little do you know, you take the vaccine, it's going to do all types of adverse effects to you, and it's just going to get you primed and ready to take the mark of the beast microchip implant. And then, as it says in Revelation chapter 14, verse 9 through 10, you're going to get burned up by fire in the presence of the Most High, the Lamb, and the holy angels. You're going to get burned up by the nuclear missiles and the laser beams from the chariot of the Most High. And you're not going to be of that elect number in the kingdom of heaven. You're going to be a 2/3 that's going to have to be reborn through the loins of the elect.
I was gonna say this too, because the whole premise of us bringing out Genesis, the third chapter, was to also show how basically once Eve got filled up with the false philosophies of the other nations, she brought it back to her husband. Same thing was going to happen in these last days, and as you can see, the same thing as these women getting these vaccines or these vaccine shots or whatever, they're going to bring it back to you men. Same thing as the mark of the beast. They're going to bring it back to you men, and they're going to demand you men to take these things in order to stay in my house, in order to see your kids, in order to lay up with me. You gonna have to get these things, man. And Jake gonna think, I get the Maxine, the chip, or I get the box. Maxine, the chip, I get the box. Get in the box. You gonna go run your ass down there, stand in line, and you gonna get the shit, man. You gonna get it because we can get into that too. Give me that second Ezra 4.
Con.
You know, you gonna go get that shit, man. You know, it's a lot of simple spineless men out there, man, that have no heart, man. The most heart you got is the heart of the cowardly lion. He ain't have heart at all, man. And you running down that yellow brick road with your boo, man, which is gonna lead you to ultimately with destruction, man, because you listening to her. You know, you can't make a righteous decision if it smack you upside your goddamn head, man.
Just it is sickening out here to see how much these so-called men, which you just males out there, are simping to these women, pretty much going by every dictate and whim they have, whether to see your kids or just just to get the box or to stay in her house, etc., etc. The list goes on and on.
Yeah, cause you trying to keep her in your grass, man, so she don't go off and run off and get on any goddamn mushroom tip out here, man. You niggas is scared, man. You listen, like I say, and this is also the plans of the serpent, which is the so-called white man. He used a woman back then. He used a woman against us in the time of slavery. to
Feminine.
alter and to control the household. All right, and make a firm statement of control to you Israelite men, and he's gonna do it again, man. That's why a lot of you guys gonna lay hold and lay trap to that woman, man, which is spearheaded by Esau.
Con. Hey, and they were cast out of the garden when they followed when Eve brought the knowledge of the good and evil of the philosophies of the world to Adam. They were cast out of the garden and were cursed, so to speak, and ultimately would lead to death because they lost immortality after they stopped following after the laws, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. And again, it's no different today. Eve's leading you to the slaughter with the Maxine, the chip, and ultimately that second death by nuclear fire.
You might well get all the meat.
You want to start at 20?
You might well start at 14.
Con.
Like
Hey,
all the meat, man.
Con. You gotta hammer it in for Jake. This is First Esdras 4 and 14. O ye men, is not the great king, nor the multitude of men, neither is it wine that excelleth. Who is it then that ruleth them, or hath the lordship over them? Are they not women?
Yeah. Do not give me the what it is, Jeremiah Isaiah 3.
Con.
That's a statement right there, man.
I got it.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is Isaiah 3 and 12. As for my people, children are their oppressors, which is as serpent Esau, and women rule over them. O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err and destroy the way of thy paths.
Right, man. And it's also in that verse alone, it's putting the woman in the leadership role, man. What you men are being led by. What you men what the verse says, has lordship over them. Or it's not or it says, are they not women? With a question mark, man. Go ahead, go back to
Con. Who is it then that ruleth them, or hath the lordship over them? Are they not women? Verse 15. Women have borne the king and all the people that bear rule by sea and land. Even of them came they, and they nourished them up that planted the vineyards, from whence the wine cometh. These also make garments for men. These bring glory unto men, and without women cannot men be. Yeah, and if men had gathered together gold and silver, or any other goodly things, do they not love a woman which is comely in favor and beauty? And letting all those things go, do they not gape, and even with open mouth fix their eyes fast on her? And have not all men more desire unto her than unto silver or gold, or any goodly thing whatsoever? A man leaveth his own father and that brought him up, and his own country, and cleaveth unto his wife. He sticketh not to spend his life with his wife, and remembereth neither father nor mother nor country.
keep going, man.
Verse 22. But this also ye must know, that women have dominion over you. Do ye not labor and toil and give and bring all to the woman?
You go work the most dangerous job there is, man. The most degrading job there is, and all to bring back to the woman, man. All right, which they use that like Esau's systematically has set it up in the society to where the woman is spearheaded as independent. She doesn't need a man, and it has set it up to where you men you put the woman in a position where you need her, man. Most of these women that go to college make, and sometimes make, in some cases, make more money than a man, bro. You know, and they make them. They put them in these colleges to get them through and give them these titles. They say they got a PhD. They got this. They got that. They don't need no man. You know what
Put
I'm
them,
saying? What'd you say?
put them in a leadership and administration positions to lead over a man. Make
Right.
them judges, the managers, the supervisors, etc., etc.
It's CEOs, CFOs, and you name it, man. right? Which boast their confidence and boasting them and pride to making them think they over you, man. Which they are over you. You know. Go ahead,
And,
Doc.
and if I could say, with the woman being the weaker vessel and ruled by her emotions, that's the perfect person the serpent wants in positions of power, because the serpent knows he's in power right now. So all he has to do is cater to her emotions and play the things here and there to get her to do exactly what he wants her to do. That sway by public opinion, so to speak. I push this agenda, and this is what everybody wants to do and think is cool. And since the woman's ruled by her emotions, she wants to be okay and get along with society. So she's going to go along with the serpent's agenda, and then the man wants to get the box and please the woman, so he's going to cater to what she wants, which is ultimately what the serpent wants, to destroy the nation of Israel.
She's and more likely she's a modern day she goat, a modern day pit bull for the so-called white man. He's the shepherd, everybody else is the goyim, and she's that dog that leads and corrals the sheep to go where the shepherd wants them to go, man. Especially amongst our people. All right. And that way that she's corralling Jake to go down is the Maxine. All right, and then ultimately the RFID chip, man, which are all debt. Okay, and we came, when you read these scriptures, you understand that a lot of you Jakes, man, a lot of you so-called males out here, which you males out here, you're gonna get put to death by your woman, man. The woman gonna cause a lot of you to die, man. Keep going out so we can knock it out.
Verse 23. Yeah, a man taketh his sword and goeth his way to rob and to steal, to sail upon the sea and upon rivers, and looketh upon a lion, and goeth in the darkness. And when he hath stolen, spoiled, and robbed, he bringeth it to his love. Wherefore a man loveth his wife better than father or mother. Yeah, many there be that have run out of their wits for women and become servants for their sakes.
Become servants for their sakes, man. Jake has a shock collar around his neck, man, for a woman, man. All right, and he's willing to do anything for his love, man. All right, to be up under her bosom and her soft her soft silky skin, man. That's all Jake know, man. All right, but and like I say, and as you can see there, Anthony Fauci, all these other different characters out here. The most wicked thing they can do now, they put the woman up there, the end dub, man. They put the end dub up there getting a shot in the arm. All down here, they show all these nurses, all of them so-called black women, man, getting a shot, man. And that works in a psychological way to the so-called the Jakes out here, man. Well, damn, the woman, she's strong, she's powerful enough to get it. I can get it, man. And you gonna do it, man. And you niggas gonna wonder why half your face doesn't work. Your skin is breaking out. Your lungs and your liver is on fire, man. Go to.
I also got that. You want to get in that article now?
Yeah, I want you also to jump down because the brother on the comment board brought out a good point. Jump down to 31.
This is 2nd Esdras 4:31. And yet for all this, the king gaped and gazed upon her with open mouth. If she laughed upon him, he laughed also. But if she took any displeasure at him, the king was fain to flatter, that she might be reconciled to him.
Yeah, he gonna do anything to reconcile her back. If she's displeased, you can't be in my house if you have the mindset of not taking the Verichip. All right, you can't be in my house if you don't get the Maxine shot, man. I'm very displeasing you. How can you think like that and you have these babies in the home, man? We got to feed our kids. How you gonna go to work? And Jay gonna think he's gonna fade out. He's gonna fade out and think, mine all out in the stargaze some goddamn well. He's gonna do it, man.
And what's
Good.
that go-to line? You ain't shit, nigga. I can just get another man in here that'll handle business like a man.
Yeah.
Hey, it says earlier up in those verses that the woman took the crown off the king's head and played around with him. Now imagine if a man did that. What would happen? You get executed on the spot. Hey, just like these Jakes out here. Jake's happy with Jake doesn't give a second thought to killing another Jake that disrespected him, but the woman can do all these things to him under the sun, but that's still his boo.
Yeah, man. Go ahead. You got it. You go into the article.
Con. But hey, here's an example of Eve bringing the knowledge of the tree of good and evil back to Adam to take him off, led by the serpent. This is from the NewYorkPost.com, and I think it's funny that the place where the Eve first got vaccinated was in Queens, New York. Queens nurse becomes first in U.S. to get Pfizer's Crown Royal shot. A Queens critical care nurse on the front lines of the pandemic became the first person in New York and the entire country to receive Pfizer's Crown Royal shot in a national rollout Monday. I've been waiting for this day forever, said Sandra Lindsay, an ICU nurse at Long Island Jewish Medical Center.
So right there, you supposed to know what time of day it is, man. Just off that. And like I say, these these gutter rats are I mean, boy, they on their shit, man. They all behind the perpetuation of help and they coming as a savior, but they're using, like I said, they're using Eve as a backdrop to real everybody who needs to get it in, man. You best believe they're not getting it. All right, they're not getting these shots, man. But like I say, it's quite funny. Like the brother said, they use a black woman in Queens, man. All right, in a Jewish hospital, man, to bring forth this Frankenstein shot, man. Go ahead.
And you know that serpent in the garden was an Amalekite. Just say.
Oh man.
I've been waiting for this day forever, said Sandra Lindsay, an ICU nurse at Long Island Jewish Medical Center who also lost relatives to the virus. Working the front lines alongside my team, I saw a lot of pain, suffering, and death, Lindsay told reporters after receiving the first dose on camera around 9:20 a.m. at the Queen's Hospital. After the first wave we saw, there was no way we could go through this again, Lindsay said of the crippling pandemic, which has left my cousins without their family members for Christmas this year. Dark. That's the one way to describe it. Dark and painful. I feel like this day would never come. So today I feel like there is a light at the end of the tunnel. Applause broke out after Lindsay was jabbed in her left arm with the potentially life-saving shot, with the nurse participating in the clapping. Lindsay, who immigrated to the US from Jamaica in the 1980s and worked her way up through the city's nursing ranks to become director of patient care service at the hospital. Hey, women rule over them.
And always some simple Benjamite, man. Always one of them, man. They can use them like a dirty rag, man. Every time it's either Benjamite man or Benjamite woman doing some shit, man. You know, go ahead.
Said she volunteered to set an example for staff and for skeptics in her community. Hey, that sheepdog, that Judas goat. As a leader in the health system, I think it was very important for me to take the shot, to lead by example. I wouldn't. Hey, you mind if I get a precept real quick,
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, as it just said, as a leader in the health system, I think it was very important for me to take the shot, to lead by example. This is Jeremiah 31, verse 22. How long wilt thou go about, O thou backsliding daughter? For Yahweh hath created a new thing in the earth. A woman shall compass a man.
And I got one too, real quick for that. This is First Thessalonians 5. I'm gonna start at I start at 11. It says, but younger widows refuse, for when they have begun to wax wanton against Hamashiach, they will marry. It says, having damnation because of they have cast off their first faith, and with all they learn to be idle, wandering about from house to house, and not only idle, but telltellers, also busybodies, speaking things which they are not. And I will therefore let the younger women marry, bear children, guide the house, give none occasion to the adversary to speak reproachfully, which that's what she's doing. And it says, this is the point, for some are already turned aside after Satan.
Hey, the physical counterpart of the spiritual demon Satan, Esau, Edom, the serpent turned aside for Satan, pushing this Maxine agenda and then the microchip implant agenda. And oh, you really can't tell Eve anything now with Kamala Harris as the vice president of the United States of America. They feel like they finally made it.
Yeah, I'm gonna read it one more time. It says, for some are already turned aside after Satan, man. So the majority of so-called black women get it too. Let me get it here, man. Cause you Jakes, man, especially you Jakes down here in Louisiana and New Orleans, man. You niggas is Pape the Pew out here, man. You niggas is so gone. I understand a woman, man. This the point right here, man. This Micah 7:10. Then she that is my enemy shall see it. All right, that's first out the gate. He says, she that is my enemy, all right, shall see it, and shame shall cover her, which say unto me, where is the Lord thy power? Thine eyes shall behold her, and now shall she be trodden down as the mire streets.
If I could say, it says, for she that is mine enemy. That's what a lot of you Jakes got to get through your head. Eve isn't your woman out here. Her is pretty much Esau's the number one enemy, and Eve is the number two enemy because they're working in tandem with each other to bring you down. It's always Eve at the forefront of all these agendas to get the rest of Jake the follow in line. And what did it say? She that is mine enemy said, where is thy power? And that's what a lot of you Jakes that say you're in the truth are going to go through. You may think you're dealing with Sarah or Rebecca, but you're really dealing with a damn demon. You're really dealing with the spawn of Gloria Steinem. You're going to get that ultimatum. Hey, you lost your job. Hey, we can't buy food. We can't do anything unless you get the shot, unless you get the mark. So what are you going to do, nigga? You going to get it? Or am I going to have to find a real man who can handle business? What are you going to do in that day?
Right, I got one. This is Deuteronomy 28. I'm gonna start at 56. It says, the tender and delicate woman among you, which would not venture to set the sole of her feet upon the ground, for delicate. Oh, I get tongue tied. Delicacy.
Delicateness.
Delicateness. Yeah, again, tongue tied. Delicateness and tenderness. Her eyes shall be evil towards her husband of her bosom, and towards her son, and towards her daughter, and towards the young one that cometh out from between her feet, and towards her children which she shall bear. All right, for she shall eat them up. Oh, she's my bad. For she shall eat them for want of all things secretly in the siege and in the siege and in the straightness. That's what's going on now, man.
Hey, that if I could just read it, for she shall eat them for want of all things secretly in the siege and in straightness, wherewith thine enemy shall distress thee in thy gates. That can go into a multitude of things. Of course, it's going into the past during these different captivities, like 70 A.D. when Jake was starved out. But hey, it can go into today. Her eating her afterbirth by feeding her children to Planned Parenthood, getting these abortions. Her eating her afterbirth by feeding it to these Maxines in the chip, and then physically eating her afterbirth in the siege and the straightness when Esau Edom rolls on you Jake's neighborhoods and starves you out to where cannibalism is going to come back in a big way.
Yeah, I had
But hey, it also said her eyes shall be evil toward her husband, which we see constantly. Eve mainly, but a lot of the women of the tribes treating their men like shit, and kicking them out of the houses, committing adultery on them, taking their money, dealing with other men, just treating them any which way they want, and Eve and the other tribes of women treating their children like shit. Hey, raising their sons up in single parent households to where they grow up emotional and feminized and just completely ruin them. And hey, you've got a lot of Eves out here that are, if I could I make a point real quick?
Yeah, go ahead, yeah.
And you got a lot of Eves out here that are actually competing with their younger daughters, afraid that they're going to take their man, and actually sabotaging their lives because their life was a failure and they don't want to see their daughter succeed.
Right. Give me real fast for me. Isaiah 32 and start at 6 and read down to about 9.
This is Isaiah 32 and 6. For the vile person will speak villainy, and his heart will work iniquity to practice.
That vile person is Esau, man. He's the vile person that it's talking about. Go ahead.
And will work iniquity to practice hypocrisy and to utter error against Yahweh, to make empty the soul of the hungry, and he will cause the drink of the thirsty to fail.
Yeah, and that hungry and the drink of the thirsty is you Israelites, man. You the actual ones out here with the empty souls, man, that are hungry. You really supposed to be hungry for knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of the Most High, but too hungry, all right, for the traditions of these nations, man. Go to the next one out.
Verse 7. The instruments also of the churl are evil. He divided.
Give me that word churl when you finish too.
Let me get it in the Strongs real quick.
Those instruments are going into schemes, man. All right, the different schemes of the so-called white man, which is like the brother said, this Frankenstein shot is another scheme by the churl, man. And it's gonna tell you who the churl is, man, which is Esau.
Right. This is again Isaiah 32 and 7. The instruments also of the churl are evil. He deviseth wicked devices to destroy the poor with lying words, even when the needy speaketh right. And that word churl is H3596.
Strong's H3596. Kilai. Second entry.
A scoundrel, a knave, in the sense of withholding, a niggardly, a churl. But hey, let's get those words, scoundrel and knave. Here's the dictionary definition for the word scoundrel: an unprincipled, dishonorable person, a villain.
That's Esau, man. Esau is the villain. He's been a villain since the time of Cain, man. He was Cain in the time of Cain and Abel, man. He's been a villain. He's been a fugitive and a vagabond on the planet Earth, man. And ultimately, like it says, the churl evil, he devised wicked devices. The wicked devices is this Frankenstein shot, man. The RFID chip, all right? Martial law, you name it. This is the instruments of this devil, man. And which the so-called white man uses the woman as an instrument, as a tool, as a scheme or plot, all right, for his agenda. Go ahead, Al.
Hey, here's some adjectives for the word scoundrel: mean or base in nature.
The bases of men. That's Esau. He's base in nature, man. He's a dog, man. You're a real dog out here. Keep going. I go down to I'm gonna tell you when to stop.
Con. Let me just get this for knave real quick. An unprincipled, untrustworthy, or dishonest person. Here's the third term for it: archaic, meaning the old term, a male servant.
Yeah, man. Esau.
Yeah, I've seen servants upon horses and princes walking on foot.
All right.
This is Isaiah 32 verse 8. But the liberal deviseth liberal things, and by liberal things shall he stand. Keep going.
Keep going.
Rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech. Many
Right.
days.
Because it makes me think about the scripture too. It says, "She that living in pleasure is dead while she living," man. And a lot of these women living in pleasure, living off the benefits of Esau. Esau, I give you housing, I give you these different abilities to have degrees and so on and so forth. Just do this one favor for me. I want you to get on a public syndicate TV station, and I want you to take the RFID chip. I want you to take the Frankenstein shot. And can you do that for me? They're gonna do it. They have done it. They're doing it now, man. And it all to grab in those who they can basically win over with this thing, man. Go ahead, Al.
Con.
That's why I said rise up, you women that are at ease. Hear my words, you careless daughters. Go ahead.
Verse 10. Many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women, for the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come.
Keep going.
Tremble, ye women that are at ease, be troubled, ye careless ones. Strip you and make you bare, and gird sackcloth upon your loins. They shall lament for the teats, for the pleasant fields, for the fruitful vine. Upon the land of my people shall come up thorns and briers, yea, upon all the houses of joy in the joyous city.
That's it. Yeah, it's gonna be a troubled time, man. And like I say, you think you're getting away, you think you are at ease right now because you're able to get those 3 a day meals. You're able to go to the gym somewhat. Because really, why is Eve doing these things, man? Why is Eve so easily to be manipulated to take the shot, man? Because they want everything to go back to normal, man. The bulk of them, not all women, but the bulk of these women, they want to go back. They in the house. They only can dot on Instagram, on TikTok. They want to go back to the old way, hitting the streets, man, twerking on top of cars, twerking in the middle of the street. The niggas want to get back. The niggas want to get back to doing what they do, fighting and shooting and killing, what they're doing it now. At an all-time high. But they want to go back to the old way, hitting the Canal Street, hitting the Bourbon Streets like they used to, man. And they're willing to do it by any means necessary too, man. And if that's taking the chip, if that's taking the like the brother say, this COVID-19 thing, man, they gonna do it. Let me see something. Yeah, go ahead, Doc. Whatever you got.
Yeah, I got a precept real quick just to back up what you said about how, hey, these women want to go back to so-called normal, living in sin and lasciviousness. This is 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 6. For of this sort are they which creep into houses and lead captive silly women laden with sins, led away with diverse lusts.
Diverse lusts is hitting the streets, man. Being Frankenthought, get the shot and get out here to be Frankenthought, man. Do as thou wilt. And that's the law that Esau comes with, man. And then he basically persuades, like I said, our women and our men to do what they want to do, man. And they got everything held up now with this whole COVID thing, man. And Jake is so simple, man. Jake get on the news out here and talks about taking it. He telling his whole house to get it, man. All right. Because the main thing now I've been seeing, they're talking about, all right, we've been giving it to the nurses and the doctors and so on and so forth. When are we going to hit the minority community, man? Because the whole agenda is to get you Jakes, man. All right, they're going to sweep up and get 2/3 of the nation of Israel. They're going to get you, man, and they're going to get you good, because you're not informed on what's going on, man. Like I say, all you want to do is go back to normal, so-called normal, which it was never normal, man. With this thing going on now, they just for the more tightening grip on everything. But go ahead,
Con. I got that word, silly women in the Strongs, which is G1133.
Strong's G1133,
Gunakarian. A little, i.e., foolish woman. Hey, what was it saying? Where is it? Proverbs 9:13. A foolish woman is clamorous. She is simple and knoweth nothing. A silly woman, a foolish woman, led away by diverse lusts, doing anything she can to go back to so-called normal, whether it be take the vaccine, the chip, etc., etc. Not caring that she's leading her nation astray.
Right. Even the men, man. Because like I said, because you believe some of these, you believe a lot of these Eves out here, man. All right. You're beguiled by the beauty of these women. All right. The bodies of these women and so on and so forth, man. I had one real fast. It's Philippians 3:18. It says, "For many walk, of whom I have told you often, and now tell you, even weeping, that they are the enemies of the cross of our Messiah." Right? It says, "Whose end is destruction, who power is their belly, and who glory is their shame, who mind earthly things," man.
Yeah, point blank period. Whose power is their belly and their shame. And what was that last thing it said?
And it says, "Whose glory is in their shame, and who mind earthly things," man.
Mind earthly thing. These diverse lusts. Hey, caring about the ways of this world, the ways of the serpent, getting things to go back to normal, working that bullshit job, committing adultery, destroying her household, destroying her community, etc., etc. And as the elder brother said, you men are just as culpable, following after these women, ultimately following after the agenda of the serpent, just to fill your belly and glory in your shame and your diverse lusts. Hey, the two-thirds of the nation of Israel about to die a grievous, horrific death, and really you deserve it.
Yeah, man. 2/3 is simple, man. You let you be the first guinea pig out here to try a trial run potion mixture potion or poison, man. You know, and like I said, one thing I wanted to bring out too, because what Jake hasn't learned, this man have used you as a guinea pig for years, man. The ski experiment, they have done various through time and slavery. They have done various experiments on the so-called black woman's body. With the other woman, High Tide Venus, if I'm saying her name right.
Well, wasn't it Sarah Bartman, that one?
No, it's high. It's called High Tide Venus. It was a so-called black woman they used. They even today they got her body in the museum. And they got her all.
Yeah, I think that's Sarah Bartman.
Okay.
That let me. Yeah,
her stage name was High Tide Venus, I think.
I'm getting it right now. Yeah, Hottentot Venus was her stage name.
Yeah, because she, all type of so-called black men was sleeping with her, and they were so amazed at the shape of her body, man. That's why back then, back in the old days, like the 1800s on up, you start seeing the white woman will put on these girdles, all these different strings in the back. They used to have a waist this small, but their butt and their hips were actually, yeah, that she go right there, man. And find me a picture with those white women with those dresses, and they look like they make them look like they have a big butt. But the point of the matter is, even that woman, they did all type of experiments on her, even on her body, to see how much pain she can take. How much different experiments, even on her box, man. And to this day, they got her body up in the museum, man. Eve haven't learned, man. Jake haven't learned. This devil is a diabolical, goddamn vampire, man. He's a mad scientist, man. And you the guinea pig.
Hey, they used to send, like, I know back in, I can't remember if it was the 60s or the 70s, they wanted to test out pretty much how like irradiated food would affect people's bodies. So they would send like irradiated milk and other products into Jake's neighborhood without them knowing.
Yeah, man. He been doing experiments on you. Even going back into the time of when they made the Model T, which was made by Ford. They was actually purposely put lead paint that they would spray the different vehicles with, and they would pour the paint. Which had a community in the back of yeah, that's where the white woman got that shape of her dresses back then from high tide Venus, man. You know. But going back to the Ford thing, they would actually pour lead poison in your community because they had a J community, a project back in the backside of the old Ford building in Detroit, man, and it would pour lead all in the community, which destroyed a lot of you young men and young women. All right, you had lead poison, all type of problems, man, health problems, man.
Hey, look at Flint, Michigan.
Yeah, and they're still feeling the effects of their water right now. They still getting water shipped in by the busloads, by the truckloads, man, because of the water, man. You know, down here in New Orleans, they ran an experiment in the time of Hurricane Katrina. They used an actual hurricane, and a lot of people believe it was done by the heart, which I believe it was done by the heart. It used that hurricane and capitalized on it to run a modern day warlike experiment, man. You know, that's why they're gonna use martial law to actually do that thing with, man. Because the word martial, it means warlike, man. They gonna have warlike laws out here. Anything goes, man. Let's see something. Okay, go ahead. What have you got out? I know we gotta get that Proverbs 7.
Con. I got one more before that one. Second Esdras 10:6. Thou foolish woman, that's thou silly woman, above all other, seest thou not our mourning and what happeneth unto us?
Yeah, going back to these past history of events that Esau has experimented on our people on, man. The Latinos, the Native Americans, and the so-called Negroes, and purposely gave you all type of shots of syphilis and all type of Agent Orange, you name it, man, to see what it does to your body, how it breaks you down. All right, can you withstand it? You know. Oh, I said this man is a mad scientist, man. He even destroys his own people. He even puts these different things out in the air, and see what it does, man. Now here it is. Show you how backwards this devil is. Going back to Job 40, you got all these damn animals in the damn zoo. You got all these damn monkeys and goddamn guinea pigs out here, but yet they're not they preserving the animals for themselves, man. But they using it on Jake, man. A supreme devil, man.
Hey, let me get this these last few paragraphs from that article in the New York Post.
How they been?
Okay. Here's that Eve that got the shot again. Quotes from her: "As a leader in the health system, I think it was very important for me to take the shot, to lead by example. I wouldn't ask my staff to do anything that I wouldn't do myself," she said. Now I'm gonna reread Second Esdras 10:6 real quick. "Thou foolish woman above all other, seest thou not our mourning and what happeneth unto us?" Last paragraph. "And for a minority community that is skeptical to take the shot, I want to let them know it is safe to take because the alternative is dark, it's painful, it's suffering, and probably death."
Hey, like one of the brothers said in the comment board, more likely they wrote that for her, man.
Mm-hmm.
She was the poster child for the chip. She was the first person. You best believe those Jewish gutter rats, all right, those high elite Edomites wrote that for her.
In Queens, New York, no less.
And like I say, 2/3 of the nation of Israel are beguiled by that, man. Woman, man, and child, they are beguiled by the bullshit, man.
Yeah, I got that Proverbs 7.
All right.
Hey, this is what's going to happen to a lot of you Israelite men out there. Hey, just like Eve beguiled Adam with the serpent's doctrine. Hey, a lot of y'all are going to get the okey doke today and be led unto that second death by fire. This is Proverbs chapter 7. I'm going to start at verse 4. Saying to wisdom, thou art my sister, and call understanding thy kinswoman. Hey, if you're an Israelite man, the first woman you should be dealing with right now, Sophia, the wisdom, the law, statutes, commandments, and understanding of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai. That's going to keep you from getting beguiled by Eve or the serpent's agenda, that they may keep thee from the strange woman, from the stranger which flattereth with her words. The serpent and his agenda, the knowledge from the fruit, the tree, the fruit from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, all the different wayward doctrines out here. Verse 7, and beheld, well, verse 6, for at the window of my house I looked through my casement and beheld among the simple ones, and I discerned among the youths a young man void of understanding, passing through the street near her corner, and he went the way to her house in the twilight, in the evening, in the black and dark night. Hey, that dark winter that's coming.
Yeah, man.
And behold, there met him a woman with the attire of an harlot and subtile of heart. She is loud and stubborn. Her feet abide not in her house. Now is she without, now in the streets, and lieth in wait at every corner.
Yeah,
So,
and that's how these doctrines, these wayward doctrines, these wayward beliefs and philosophies and different traditions lie in wait for the simple, man, of our people. All right? And like I said, we been harping on the point, they're using Eve to do it, man. This old serpent, all right, from the beginning, Esau is doing he's up to his old tricks again, man. All right, go ahead, Doc.
hey, as it says, can a leopard change its spots? Neither can the wicked change its their spirit, so to speak. Roughly paraphrasing, as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. So she caught him and kissed him with an impudent face, and with an impudent face said unto him, I have peace offerings with me. This day have I paid my vows. Therefore came I forth to meet thee, diligently to seek thy face, and I have found thee. I have decked my bed with coverings of tapestry, with carved works, with the fine linen of Egypt. And what's the United States of America? Spiritual Sodom in Egypt in Revelation 11, verse 8. And all
which is ultimately, come lay down with me, man. You know, come lay down with me and take this Frankenstein shot, man. The very chip, which ultimately is the gift that's going to destroy a lot of hearts, man. It's going to destroy a lot of you. You want to lay down in a bed with America, man, and with the so-called white man, which that comes with a price. Lying down with the devil comes with a price, okay, Jake? A very a very expensive price, man. Which ultimately is going to be your life. All right, go ahead.
Verse 17. I have perfumed my bed with myrrh and aloes and cinnamon. Oh, it sounds so good and serpentine and subtile. Ye shall be as gods. Hey, you're gonna go back to normal. You can go back to the job, go back to the club. You can get a $1,500 stimulus check. Everything's gonna be better than it was before. Come, let us take our fill of love until the morning. Let us solace ourselves with loves. For the good man is not at home. He has gone a long journey. He hath taken a bag of money with him, and will come home at the day appointed. With her much fair speech, she caused him to yield. With the flattering of her lips, she forced him.
With the what?
With the flattering of her lips, she forced him.
You forced him to do whatever she wanted to do, man. Which that's what we've been getting on, man. With the flattering of the lips of the end of, man. All right, these wicked end of women out here, naked. You know, the flattering of their lips gonna get a lot of you guys caught up, man. You know, and they're gonna use, I call it the king's ransom. They're gonna use the baby as the king's ransom, man. And it's either us or this, man. You, Jake, and I, 2/3 gonna be beguiled by it, man. I'm gonna say this: some of you guys that thinking that you're in the truth, man, you're gonna be beguiled by it, man, because you're not rooted, man. You're not rooted, man. You're just playing right now, man. Go ahead, Al.
Verse 22, he goeth after her straightaway as an ox goeth to the slaughter, or as a fool to the correction of the stocks, till a dart strike through his liver, as a bird hasteth to the snare, and knoweth not that it is for his life.
Yeah, man. Oh man. Hey, man, you can. That's pretty much. You can drop the mic on that one, man. You can drop the mic on that one, man. You know. And like I said, a lot of you guys, your life is gonna be at hand, man, because like I said, you love to listen to the woman. You look at a woman as a leader. A lot of you niggas is, a lot of you women out there, you in that Xena. Remember Xena? What is it called? Xena, the
Xena princess,
warrior princess, man. Niggas in that Xena, the warrior princess spirit, man. You look at him as a leader, man. Let me see something. Let's see here, the brother got one standing too.
You want to get that one Kabar got?
Yeah, you can bring that one out.
Ecclesiasticus or Sirach 19 verse 2. Wine and women will make men of understanding to fall away, and he that cleaveth to harlots.
Go ahead, my bad.
And he that cleaveth to harlots will become impudent.
Right, and that's it. Wine is not talking about your local wine at your store, man. That's talking about doctrines and philosophies, man. Wine, false doctrines, all right, which is more or less is called wine in the scriptures. And women will make a man of understanding to fall away. We have seen it, man. men that was strong in the scriptures, man, strong understanding, strong beliefs in Yahweh Shah can go into all type of articles, ins and outs of precepts and breakdowns. We have seen men fall away and continue to see men fall away because of more or less these two right here, man. These two things. These are the top. What this brother just read is the top cause of Jake fall off, man. In the truth, man. Even our forefathers, they have fell off because of this. False doctrines, worshiping idols, and women. Number one. Because going back into Genesis, the 3rd chapter, it's a process. You have the serpent. Serpent tells the woman something, which is because they always use the weaker vessel, man. Right? They come at the woman with the false philosophy. What she do? She believes it. She interested in it and she loves it. She takes it to her man. And what he do, man? He so. And I'm gonna say this too. That's why every cartoon, every sitcom that you see, where there's a household of a man, a woman, and children. What they always do, they always make the woman the leader, the very smart and intelligent person. And what they do, they make the man the most dumb, idiotic goofball that you can find, man.
An oath.
Yeah. Family Guy, Simpsons. All right. What's the other one? Family Matters.
And hey, it even goes the mom and the daughter are intelligent and cunning, but the father and the son are just goofballs and losers, rubes.
Yeah, man. That's by design. All right. That's actual damn programming out here, man. All right. Happy life, happy wife. You leave everything to your woman to do and in the handle, man. All right. Like I said, boy, Jake get to hating, you get to talking about that, man. But shit, like that's it. That was it on it.
Yeah, that's all I got too.
Yeah, so with that, man, we hope that was straight and to the point. All right, driving it home. All right. Until next time, we'll give all praises, glory, infinite honor to Yahweh, by Shem Yahweh Shai, by Shem
Dash.
Double honor to the elder apostles, peace and blessings, salutations to the hopeful elect, and also to the sincere out there. Until next time, shalom.
Shalom.